Welcome to Divisive Issues, a comic book podcast where we talk about comic books and sometimes weird fan adaptations of comic books. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sly.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Darryl.
And this is our Christmas special.
Yay!
You guys feeling the Christmas cheer?
I'm gonna roleplay Phil for a little bit here. I'm actually not a big fan of Christmas, so I'm gonna be kind of a little buzzkill here. You know what's really inspiring? It's not a fucking fat slave on the North Pole. It's fucking humanitarian efforts in Guam. This holiday's bullshit.
All right, I'll be Sly today. Fuck you! Fuck you! Why are you talking so bad?
Can't you feel the good Christmas vibes here in Divisive Issues?
Yeah, I'm glad that for some reason Phil is like the nasally one and not me. But okay, so yeah, we're here to celebrate love and joy and togetherness or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Everyone else says I'm just here for the ride.
And there's no better way to express togetherness than, say, killing Santa.
I unironically agree with that sentiment.
Okay.
Something about commercialism, right, guys?
So we're doing Lobo's Paramilitary Christmas Special.
Yes, that is the title.
Yeah, it's great. And the movie, the fan movie, just to go over the creative team, Keith Giffen, who is one of Ryan's favorite writers. Yeah. He wrote his favorite Justice League story.
He wrote my favorite Lobo story now.
He created Lobo, and Alan Grant, who is one of the premier writers of Batman.
He created Anarchy, if you've seen Arrow.
If you watch Batman Rises, Ben Rises is based on a story he co-wrote.
So Lobo is a character that it's supposed to be a satire of like extreme edginess.
He was created by Keith Giffen. Keith Giffen is a writer who usually does not write material like this. He usually writes material like I'll compare it to like Guardians of the Galaxy and shit like that.
Yeah,
like very fun, goofy stories. And he when he was writing the fun, goofy Justice League story that Ryan loves so much, he brought in Lobo.
Well, no, he created Lobo before that.
I know, but Lobo,
yeah.
He kept bringing Lobo back in these runs, and Lobo gained popularity. And he was originally created just as a random mercenary guy. But then when Giffen started bringing him back in, basically he was made to parody characters like Wolverine and all the edgy, hard-ass characters of the 80s and 90s that people love so much. And like a lot of parodies, people took it seriously and ate it up. And the more he embraced that joke, the more people ate it up.
Is this a metaphor for something? In current?
It's a metaphor for humanity as a whole.
We all really like Lobo secretly.
I recognize that it's a satire on this thing and it's supposed to be over the top, but I just hate him. I just never enjoy him.
I love it, but...
Because you're a fucking shithead edgelord.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not denying that. But there's qualities to this that make it better than most of like Mark Millar shit to me. But we'll get into that.
It's definitely. I mean, you can't compare this to Mark Millar. I didn't really enjoy reading this, but it wasn't like Nemesis or anything.
This ain't no Nemesis, as Darryl would say.
Darryl, did you like this better than Nemesis?
No, I like Nemesis more.
Why?
We'll get into it.
So let's get into it.
All right, so the story begins. The cover, first of all, is Lobo standing over Santa with a knife, and the cover says, "Warning: This is fucking adult shit. Don't read this shit."
Yeah, it contains bad taste in the form of ultraviolence, icon bashing, and, in quotations, the finger.
I don't know if it's because of our show's intro, but I read this in Josiano's voice.
Also, one thing to point out is this is one of my first comics I ever read when I was a kid. Along with that,
I feel like you said that about like a dozen different things.
Well,
the death of Superman, the death of Santa.
This is the first comic I ever read, and then this was the very next one I ever read.
That's actually pretty true. My cousin that gave me Death of Superman also had this book too, and I read it.
Your cousin's Mark Millar.
Yeah. So the story opens with frame and device of a really ugly couple.
Okay, this art is done by Simon Bisley.
Yep.
And it is
ugly.
I think the ugliest we've seen so far. Because I made fun of the art that was like in The Boys. I made fun of Dan Bogdanov's work. But this is like, I get that it's expressive. It's just very ugly.
I really liked the way he drew Lobo, actually.
I love Star.
I didn't like.
I like Star a lot. It reminds me a lot of like heavy metal kind of over top shit. And
I can see that.
Which is very probably because he actually this artist actually drew for a magazine called Heavy Metal.
Yep.
So I think it's very appropriate. I'd rather have this art than The Boys. The Boys is that it creates a weird uncanny valley where it's just kind of ugly to me because it's realistic, but
yeah, it's like caught between being too.
Yeah, I like the expressiveness of this.
Having said, I kind of like this art. Are these people or aliens?
I was wondering if there was some kind of deformity.
Yeah, they look fucking ugly as shit, and I
think they say they're aliens, but then they mention that they like Bing Crosby, so I don't know.
What, aliens can't like Bing Crosby?
No, but that seems weird to me. Was Bing Crosby on that golden record we sent to space?
All right, so anyway, these ugly people. The husband got fired for a reason I think we can all relate to. He got caught pooping on company time,
and he says, she's like, how you took excessive bathroom breaks, and he goes, you gotta dump, baby. And I'm like, oh, this is the kind of fucking book Sly's making us read. Cool.
Yeah. Okay, and I want to point out, now they're gonna keep saying that shit. I've said last week, you want to do something good, you want to read this, and they all said, let's read this. So fuck anything Ryan says right now. I gave him a chance, and they all disagreed. I said, let's read good shit, and now you're all bitching. So fuck you all.
Just one person has bitched.
Just me.
I didn't blame Sly for how shitty this was. I blamed like DC.
So Ryan exclusively. Here's a fuck you to you. Okay.
Okay.
Merry
I
Christmas.
take it and receive it.
All right. So they're worried because now it's almost Christmas and they have no presents and now they can't get any money to buy presents. So their kids are gonna try to murder them in their sleep. So they said, now let's murder our own kids in our sleep instead to get them before they get us.
And this was I really was like, what weird like fucked up apocalyptic world are we in right now?
I point out his fucking Batman work, but Alan Grant is also a big Judge Dredd writer, and that's what this is echoing. This kind of nihilistic caricature of humanity.
Okay.
Use this guy's name. It's Ferret Thung.
Very fun, but anyway.
That's the alien's name.
All right, and but before they go and kill the kids, a book shows up on the doorstep, and it advertises that they'll make their kid not want Christmas. And
no, it says, "Do you want your kid to not kill you? Read them this book."
Yeah,
I hated right from that. I was like, I hate this whole comic. Okay.
All right, so the book opens up with Lobo, who's just like a fucking black and white, like heavy metal looking motherfucker, biker
Lobo
guy.
Looks like he's in Kiss.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he's about as good as Kiss.
I would rather read Lobo than listen to Kiss, but unless it's the Kiss comic book, the Marvel comic book. But anyway,
I don't know. That's like a fucking Sophie's Choice of terribleness.
anyway, so also Lobo has a bulldog with him that I guess was a running thing in the early comics, but he didn't really catch it. The bulldog never really caught on.
I was waiting for this bulldog to sodomize another dog.
You do see, there is a panel where you really see his balls, though.
Oh yeah, and his butthole.
Yeah. One of my big flaws is this bulldog reminds me too much of The Boys. But anyway.
One of my big flaws.
One of Sly's personal flaws.
Yeah, so Lobo goes into an alien bar, and inside is the Easter Bunny. And he's
I just want to point out, I really like the opening narration. It starts with, "Once upon a time, there was a really cool dude."
Yeah. And so these buzzers are kind of like a drunken sad sack. He's just like, no one wants to love me because everyone loves Santa. He gets fucking presents, he gets fucking mistletoe and tinsel and all this shit. How is any other holiday supposed to compete? And basically says, me and all the other holidays want to pay you, Lobo, to kill off Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he says, I never did like Christmas.
I can relate to Lobo here.
Well, what's wrong with Christmas?
Because he said he didn't get the presents he wanted, like the weenie whistle from the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
And so Lobo goes to North Pole and he starts sniping off the guards.
And they established that Santa's like a factory, like a super aggressive dictator.
We should say that like this North Pole is not like the North Pole of most Christmas things. It's like
it's a more accurate one, more realistic one.
It's like a heavily guarded compound.
I do really like that they say that he only does this Christmas time thing, like he delivers presents as a PR thing.
Yeah, it's a once a year charity splurge. Kept his image smooth with the public.
And I actually thought that was a neat idea.
The guards are all elves too.
Yeah. So Lobo blows up an entrance, and all the elf guards start converging on him. And they all hold him at gunpoint, but it turns out they all have funny, cute toy cork guns. And Lobo says, "Oh, ain't they cute? I could just frag all of them." And he just starts murdering all the elves.
And to give an idea of the dialogue, when he starts murdering them, the elf goes, "Holy gift wrap doo-doo."
Oh, yeah.
That's the level of maturity in here.
And the dog doesn't rape anyone, but he does eat one of the elves alive and fart after he does.
While he's singing. The dog is singing this whole
And
time.
all this, the art, it's like super. It is ultra violent art where it's like it's him shooting an elf in the face and their eyeballs flying out and their jaws flying out of their mouth, and you see the skin stretching and their brains flying everywhere.
There were certain panels that actually reminded me of like Dave McKean, who did Arkham Asylum: Mysterious House, like super stylized, really stretched out features and stuff. And I actually thought some of this looked pretty cool.
I was thinking of Ruins, but that's actually a better.
Oh, Ruins too. Yeah, definitely.
But so they're saying both Lobo and the dog are saying Santa Bo is coming to town as they murder all the elves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and when Lobo breaks in, I do really like this. Maybe I love this. I don't know. Sly, you convinced me.
Yes.
But when he breaks in, one of the elves is like, oh, "The naughtiest one has come."
Yeah, that is a good.
That was
Like,
pretty funny.
that's pretty good.
And so Lobo confronts Santa on his throne, and for some reason Santa has a gorilla named Kong behind him.
And when he kicks open the door, he goes, "Yo, fats!"
yeah,
Which I thought was, I guess I love this. Fuck, I'm an asshole.
yeah, I knew it.
This is gonna be like your nemesis now.
This is gonna be like Phyllis Howard the Duck, where as he reads it, he's like, "You know what? You're right."
I was too
Sly."
harsh. This is a brilliant idea.
A gorilla named Kong sitting with Santa.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Rest in peace, Harambe. But
God damn it.
so Lobo wants to just shoot Santa, but Santa's just like, "You want to just kill an old fat man while he's just sitting there?" And
That like classic, like you wouldn't. Don't you want to give me a chance? Don't you have honor?
Are you man enough to fight me mano a mano? He's like,
Yeah,
you bet I am.
1v1 me, NVM, GTG.
Are you the main man enough?
Yeah. Which Lobo calls himself the main man, just like Wolverine always like, "Oh, I'm the best there is at what I do," and shit like that.
Yeah.
So Lobo agrees to Santa have a knife.
They also reveal that all the elves are clones. They just throw that in.
And also they have BDSM sessions with Santa. And he's just like,
Oh
"Fuck."
yeah, Lobo goes in a room and there's like sex dolls.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
they dress up as like women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Lobo challenges Santa to a knife dueling fight, and Lobo just murders the fuck out of Santa.
Yeah, punches him in the face so hard his eyeball comes out of his socket and dangles
Yeah.
in front of his beard.
And I do like at one point while they're fighting, Santa grabs Lobo and he goes, "Die, you naughty bastard!"
Yeah. And then right after Santa's dead, the random penguins show up and say, "Yeah, the tyrant's dead," which is another weird animal.
Lobo doesn't just kill him; he decapitates him.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but then Lobo uses the penguins and Kong to repurpose the toy factory into a weapon factory.
And he also, one thing I really like is he finds the list of naughty and nice, and he's like, I'll keep this nice list for a list of future victims, and I'll keep this naughty list because these are some bad motherfuckers that could really bring me some competition.
Yeah. So, but then they go on the reindeer to meet with the reindeer to ride all these weapons during Christmas Eve. Rudolph refuses, so Lobo shoots him in the head.
Yeah, it's doing the Rudolph lead my sleigh tonight, or I'll blow you away.
And Santa says, no, you're far too naughty. And then after Lobo kills them, the other reindeer are like, "Do we should we really do this?" And the other one's like, "Do you hate living? Shut up."
Mm-hmm.
So they go and...
He also tries to remember the names of all the reindeer, and he gets like two in, and he's like, and what does he call them? Like assholes or something?
Yeah, like, hey, bummer and fucker or whatever.
That's pretty accurate because who the fuck knows all the reindeer names?
A lot of people.
Name right now, you fucking
Cupid
asshole.
and Comet and Donner and Blitzen. Man, that's only 4 though.
Yeah, so fuck you. No one can remember them. Literally, no one can. Fuck you all.
They're not Fragger and Bestiche, which I had to look up, and I was directed to an Urban Dictionary entry that said, this is Lobo's version of bastard.
Yeah, Lobo has words that he uses because they couldn't curse in DC. So, like, he always says frag when he means
The
fuck, and
strangest one
bastich.
is when he exclaims Fetal's jizz.
What? I
Yeah,
don't remember that.
Fetalgizz.
That's pretty funny. And so Lobo starts using the sleigh, starts dropping H-bombs. I assume those were nice people, but I guess those are naughty people.
It doesn't matter. I think he
doesn't
was
matter.
just bombing them all.
Yeah, I thought he used both lists to just be like, fuck everyone.
Yeah.
I just...
Because that's Lobo.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, it says the naughty learn just what happens when they threaten the main man's peace of mind, and the nice, well, let's just say that they learned young what it means to be innocent victims.
To give a little Lobo backstory, his origin is that when he was born, he wanted to be the best Zarnian, that's the alien he is, so he killed his entire planet. He's like, I'm the best now.
Yeah.
Well, he's technically right.
Cool. What a cool character.
Yeah.
So Lobo murders all these people. And the people who are reading the story, the framing device, are like, wow, this is great. We'll read this to our kids and they'll just fucking scare them
I think
straight.
you mean Ferret Trunchbull or whatever his name is.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. And but it turns out the story was good for one read only, and the book disappears.
Yeah, gotcha, sucker, it says at the end.
Yeah, so the dad goes quietly, sadly, up to his kids' room and murders them all in their sleep. And the final panel is Lobo and the dog saying, Merry fracking Christmas, as they give the finger to the reader, which I view as the original... this is my face as I'm fucking your ass.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. When I finished this, I pulled up Wanted, and I'm like, did he flip us off too? But no, he just makes a weird butt face or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I find great because Keith Giffen, even when he's just trying to be an edgelord, did it before Mark Millar did, and was being sincere edgelord.
I actually like Nemesis more now.
Thank you.
It's because at least Nemesis, you could be like, how ridiculous was this? I'm going to be fascist Phil here and say, what the fuck is the point of this comic existing?
The point of this comic is to cater to what people want at the time.
This was 1991.
Yeah, people were demanding a Lobo book.
This will put it in Darryl's context. This is Rob Liefeld's best year in comic books. That's the market.
Yeah,
that
and
this was written in.
Keith Giffen wanted to play the joke up, and that's why I like Lobo. It's a joke to its 100%. They like when you joke about how he's the last Zarnian because he murdered all the others. He fucking makes fucking the most fucking obscene jokes. Lobo, Keith Giffen, he does not write material like this all the time. When he wrote it, he did it to 1 million, and people still ate it up. This book became so popular that Lobo got an ongoing thanks to this with the same creative team. So if you want to hate anyone, hate humanity because they petitioned for this to happen.
I still think the writer is to blame partially.
Why? It's a writer who writes literally. He writes stuff like Ryan's Justice League book, and people don't read that. And he writes this, and people demand more of it. Why should he say, I don't want to get a paycheck. I don't want to make a living. I need for some vague quality of taste, I will avoid giving people what they want to read.
Yeah, I do. Like, tabloid writers are shittier people than people who write real news.
It's not you're saying, but you're comparing this to a tabloid writer just writing a fucking fluff story about a guy asshole who kills.
I mean, this is what people want. So he's giving it to them.
Have you guys, I don't know how much you guys are doing like PC gaming in the 90s or early 2000s, but like I used to play a lot of just like free, like downloadable freeware and shareware games. And this reminded me a lot of that because around every Christmas time, someone would make a game that was just like this edgy like kill Santa game, like FPSs and side scrollers.
Yep. People still make edgy games like this. They
did. There was a whole bunch of like Flash games you can probably play too, like that.
Yeah, just check them out at newgrounds.com.
Just a few years ago, they had a game called Hatred, which is really about you play a mass shooter who murders everyone.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And this is nowhere near that. This is just a fucking dumbass story about. The fact it's so over the top makes it hard to even take serious.
I mean, yeah, it's more lighthearted, but it still has a darker, like, kind of screw everyone tone. I mean, the book ends with his father shooting each of his children as he's singing Silent Night, Holy Night to them.
But they're all ugly like alien people. Like it's not. It's
so they deserve to die.
It's hard to take serious for me.
No, it is hard to take seriously. I just find it funny that like whenever I would play those old games, like what was it called, like Santa's Sleigh, like SLA.
Can you like these games? Because I think I might want to play them at some point.
I will. Sure, I'll find them for you. But there was a bunch like this, and like I just never saw the point. It's like it's an FPS where you go and just shoot
The point
elves.
is Christmas sucks, Santa sucks, and you just get all your aggression out on this fucking game and this fucking book.
You are such a Grinch. Your heart needs to grow 10 sizes bigger.
So. I'm pretty lukewarm about it. Sly really likes it. Phil and Darryl hate this, right?
Correct.
I read it and I was like, I sided with Phil where I was just wondering why this was made. And then I think its ideal audience is a middle schooler that
like
hates Christmas now because his mom's new boyfriend tries to make him fit in. Like, hey, do you want to come and join the family downstairs? And he just wants his cool dad back.
So this is that's Darryl's interpretation.
The thing is, the reason why I'm lukewarm about it is because like I did not like reading this at all, and I don't like reading Lobo like ever. But this is how Lobo works. Like, this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think he does something and he succeeds at what he's trying to do, but it's not something I want to experience.
A lot of recent interpretations of Lobo, they like in Young Justice, they made Lobo appear, and they just make him just kind of like a kind of rough asshole.
In the cartoon, though, the funniest thing is he's speaking another language, and like it's an alien language, and occasionally he'll just be like, main man.
But it could have been any fucking character doing that fucking scene. You have when you do Lobo, you have to take him to 100. That's the only way it works. Otherwise, he's just a fucking another
I guess that's true.
gruff asshole character. The fact that the reason why I like Lobo, like overall, is not necessarily stories like this. It's more because I like him as a contrast to other characters. Whenever he faces off against Superman, I find him to be the most hilarious thing. The ultimate Boy Scout versus this guy.
Yeah, this is a weird contrast between Superman and Lobo. Like, I can't imagine them being together.
I recommend anyone who wants to laugh at something truly hilarious, go watch the Superman, the anime series episodes of Lobo in them. I find them both fucking hilarious.
They're pretty funny. I will attest to that.
All right, so getting into the movie now.
Oh, God.
I find the book
movie.
to be a purposely bad book that I find amusing. I think the movie's legitimately well done. I know everyone will disagree with me.
No. I
I
thought,
really appreciate
yeah,
it.
they put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, like when I was watching, I'm like, this is actually, they could have just went like real easy and simple, but they did like a lot of good costume, makeup
Yeah.
design. Like the delivery of their lines is really good. They got a good man to play Santa.
I will say I enjoyed watching this more than I've enjoyed 90% of DC movies.
I'm about to say this is
Oh,
actually
wow.
this could be like an addendum to the DC movies. I can imagine Slow being facing off against the DC Universe Superman and probably murdering him. But
Yeah.
so the differences are unfortunately they cut out the child murdering framing device.
Unfortunately.
Lobo himself, really, I don't know who plays him, but I thought he looked a lot like Michael Keaton.
Ironically, he actually played Max Shrek's son in Batman
Batman
Returns.
Returns?
Yeah.
Really? That's awesome.
He also played Zangief in Street Fighter and Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw reboots. So he's actually a legit
wow.
actor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the guy who actually directed it actually was a visual effects director for some Tim Burton movies like Sleepy Hollow. And,
So this
Wow.
isn't just like guys in college. These are actual professionals.
yeah, these were actually like professionals who wanted to show their appreciation for this character they like. Like I said, Lobo was a popular character. Blame humanity. People love this character.
See, Sly doesn't actually like it. He just wants to get us to hate all of humanity.
Yeah, this is a weird this is a weird turn
He's
of
like,
events.
if you don't like this, you have to admit that humans are garbage.
Yeah.
What else are you going to judge humanity for besides what they consume? They consume
What
Michael
else
Bay.
are you gonna judge humanity for if not Lobo?
if not the worst of the worst.
I bet you most people past the age of 13 would not enjoy this.
A movie crew, the actors involved, the production crew, the set designers, all for free wanted to create this movie. So fuck you, Phil. Adults in the professional movie industry made this movie. So
Yeah, I don't deny there's probably people that honestly love Lobo and love how cool this is.
And growing up, majority of Marvel fans, 40 and 90, 50-year-old fans I talked to in comic shops, all said DC's characters are all bad except for Lobo. Lobo's the only good character.
What?
Like that was the consensus
What?
against Marvel fans.
That is unacceptable.
That is humanity. Accept humanity. When you blame art is a production of what humanity produces.
No!
Why would you not judge humanity by what it creates? It makes no logical sense to ascribe only the best of it.
What is happening? I came in for a Christmas special, not like a misanthropic rant.
But sorry, let's get back to the actual.
Are you sorry? I don't think you are.
I'm sorry for the dropping troop bombs,
Okay,
but
so this movie sucks because they cut out my favorite joke.
They also don't say Fetal's jizz.
When Lobo walks into the bar, he goes up to the bartender and he's like, "Where is he?" And the guy's like really scared. And in the book, he goes, in the back, in the booth, in a Gotta Davida." I thought that was funny. It's not in the movie. Movie
Yeah.
sucks.
but I do think they cut out the dog and the gorilla and the penguins, which I think is an improvement because they were kind of random.
They already used up all the penguin budget in Batman Returns.
And they make the Easter bunny in the book. He looks kind of just like
Just like a bunny.
He looks kind of actually. It's kind of appropriate because he looks kind of like the. He looks kind of like the March Hare from Alice in Wonderland, but
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah.
And the movie version actually looks like the twisted, fucked up March Hare they had in like the '70s live action Alice in Wonderland movie.
I was gonna say he's
Yeah.
something you found in like a Tim Burton movie in the 90s.
Yeah, it looks really off putting, but
Also,
considering
this
Tone's
time
movie,
he has busty strippers with him.
yeah. And he's more like an annoying asshole. In the book, he's kind of sad sack. And also another big difference is the elf Holocaust is largely off screen. But I do like that they treated it like the Wolverine's Weapon X massacre in X-Men Apocalypse, where it's just footage and everyone's watching it like, oh my god, look at that.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like found footage when one elf's at the.
It specifically spoofs Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, exactly.
You have the night vision camera pointed up in their face so you can look up their nostril.
Do you know when this was made, Sly?
On 2002.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's not the reason I appreciate it. Was this was before the superhero craze really took off? Like, you had a few movies, but this is really a labor of love because people love Lobo. Accept that. And
I thought the action scenes they do work pretty well, especially because trying to have elves get their brains blown out like in a gory fashion would probably look weird, and like having it off screen for a live action thing works pretty well because you get the same effect.
This is one of those fan films that, like, when I watch it, I'm like, you guys really know what you're doing.
Yeah. Kind of like the 1994 Fantastic Four film.
Yes, exactly. Good example. The final big difference is instead of Santa challenging Lobo to a knife duel, he says, "Oh, I had a present for you. I always wanted to give it to you, but you were never on my list."
Wait. There's a big difference here.
Oh yeah, and he also has the Easter Bunny in a cage.
Wait, he has the Easter Bunny in a cage, and he also reveals that he ate his dick.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Forget about that.
Because he's the Easter Bunny's in a cage. He's all bloody, and he's like, he had me neutered.
Yeah.
And Santa's like, yeah, you know their delicacies. I ate his
just
nuts."
his balls.
Yeah, his balls. My bad. And even when Lobo walks in, he's even like, he says "Yo Fats" again, which is great.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, it's Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, and Santa's like, you've done your homework. Like, everybody knows who Santa is. It's not homework.
I like how in both the comic and the book, his nickname is Chris Crusher Kringle.
Oh, also, Lobo does call him Jolly Saint Prick, which I really liked.
See, Ryan's a fan. I told you.
All my notes are just dumb puns. I realize.
Yeah, this is why Ryan liked it, because it's dumb to the extreme that he enjoys.
Yeah. And so instead of the knife duel, Santa says, "I always want to give you this present," and it turns out to be a snow globe. And
no, wait. There's also a better joke before this too, where he says, "I know. I just love all these jokes. It's pretty good." But he goes, Lobo pulls out the gun before he gets the present, and Santa's like, "Go ahead, shoot," and Lobo goes, "Okay," and is about to shoot him.
Yeah, and then Santa goes, "No, wait."
Yeah. And so Lobo's infatuated by the snow globe, and Santa, and meantime, starts pulling out his gun to try to shoot in the back of the head, saying, "I take care of all of my children." But then Lobo turns around and just shoots him anyway.
Well, then the Easter Bunny's like dancing on Santa's corpse, and he's like, "I'm the best holiday," and then he kills him.
Yeah, Lobo just murders him too, saying, "I always hated holidays."
And then super like butt rock metal plays. And did you listen to this song that's over the credits?
No.
No. What's
Because
like?
the first line is, "I wake up late for school, better run like hell to catch the bus." And then the credits roll, and at the end, the last line of the credits is, "For all the children of the world."
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
So I think we know our final thoughts on this, right?
Sly, you kind of convinced me. I kind of like the joke.
So our example of not judging a book by cover is Ryan's instance, because Ryan for so many years was like, "I can't wait to do the Lobo Christmas special on this show. It's gonna be garbage. Lobo sucks. This Christmas special sucks. Fuck it." And now he turns out to like it a little bit. So never judge a book by its cover. I was right again. Phil and Darryl.
I just don't see.
I'd say
why.
if anything here interests you, go watch that fan film. That will give you everything.
The
you
fan
need.
film, it's like 15 minutes on YouTube.
I will say I think the fan film is better than the book, just because I don't like the dog and the dog farting jokes as much, just because it might be with boys, but and the production value I appreciate in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. If you for some reason just want to go see some guy kill elves and then Santa and then it ends, like if that's really what interests you, go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll have a flash game for you to play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or you could just like type into YouTube like "kill Santa," Mary's murder miss.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh man, I wish I knew. I could think of more than besides just Santa's sleigh. But
So I can look them all up and play them later.
Yeah, they all have stupid names like that too.
If you want to gift Sly Steam codes for these shit games, it's divisiveissues@gmail.com.
I also, like Sly, you're saying like adults like this, but do you think that they made this movie for adults? Because they even reference this to kids.
The target audience for comic fans, especially
When they say it's for all the children in the world, obviously that's a joke.
yeah, like target. First of all, the kids can't fucking read this film. Second of all, the target audience for comics It's been for a while, at least since like the 80s, growing older and older. Just like most comic fans are like in their 50s, so that's the demographic.
I guess.
I mean, I could see a lot of young kids being into this, just like older.
Just like me.
Yeah, just like adults that grew up with Lobo.
Yeah.
As much as I would not want them to enjoy this.
So that covers our Christmas special. I hope it got you the Christmas spirit.
I guess that's it. But instead of our regular Comrade Radio plugs, I took part in the Secret Santa, and after a very lovely Comrade Radio meetup in Brooklyn, I met JB from Surely Not Surely, and he gave me a present which I haven't opened yet, so I'm gonna open right now.
What could it be?
Do it as awkwardly as possible, Ryan.
Wait, no, it's in a bag. There's a Bernie Sanders pin. It's great.
Oh, cool.
Oh, this is so cool! I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm just kidding. It's
Just put it up to the camera.
Yeah.
Our viewers will see it.
first it's a cookie kit, so it's like a dehydrated cookie mix that I can make, and it's got like chips in it, and you could add like pretzels to it, and there's a Bernie Sanders cookie cutter
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
of
a
his
cute
face. Yeah, so that's so cool. So it makes like little pretzel cookies. Oh, this is gonna be delicious. Should I just eat the raw ingredients?
You should just eat it on camera and we just make them munching the sounds while
Yeah.
we listen.
Thank you so much, JB. This is awesome.
And Will, he's not around anymore, right? Because you guys had like a battle royale when you were met up, so it's like
Yeah.
you were the only survivor from the Comrade Radio Network, I assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fight club.
Yeah.
And so everyone should listen to JB's great show. They just did a Christmas episode where JB did an episode of Malcolm and Luke did an episode on his own, and they answered the same questions, and one of those questions is mine, and they're really mean to me both times.
As they should be.
But yeah, so I guess that's really it. I know this comes out a couple days after Christmas, but I really hope everyone had a great holiday, and we'll have...
It's actually pretty good this came after Christmas, so we don't ruin anyone's fun until after the fact.
That's true.
Yeah, because some people listen to us on Christmas Eve. They're like, "Oh boy!"
And they're
then
so hopeful. They're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
love Divisive Issues, and I want to see how they handle Christmas."
I want to read a fun story about the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. And then we, just like the parent, walk up to them and shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
Because we must be well known for our uplifting episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only uplifting episode we've ever had is Superman versus Muhammad Ali. And if anyone wants to get us a Christmas present, how about an iTunes review? Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
You are right.
Yeah. So, I guess that's really it. I hope everyone has the best holiday.
I hope you survive the holidays.
Yeah, I guess so do I. Oh, next week is going to be our big year in review. So you guys should, if you have any thoughts or favorite episodes or least favorite episodes, you should let us know. And maybe we'll mention them. So email us or tweet at us or Facebook us or do it in the Comrade Radio Facebook group. Right?
Wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
Wrong.
Oh, you're the puppet.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to Divisive Issues. I've got a dump, babe.
I've been the naughtiest one.
I've been Santa Bo.
And I've been Fetal's Jizz.
Stay in continuity.